The Rock just dropped a WWE teaser, so we'll take a look at what's going on there. We'll also see the latest on Bayley, AJ Lee, and much more. Starting things off with this teaser from The Rock. Last time we talked about The Rock, we went over the reports that claimed WWE was preparing for The Rock versus Roman Reigns to take place at WrestleMania 39. Well, one of The Rock's latest public appearances was at NFL's Super Bowl 56 inside SoFi Stadium, the exact same location of WrestleMania 39. The Rock cut a WWE-like promo to introduce both Super Bowl teams. The Rock mentioned his line about the millions of fans watching the show, but he didn't do his usual pause and wait for the crowd to say millions. And that small detail being left out bothered some fans, especially WWE fans who were waiting for him to do that part of the promo. The Rock actually responded to someone who pointed out that part was missing from his Super Bowl introduction. The Rock had this to say on Twitter in response to them pointing out that small detail out. Quote, "Brother, that was a little Easter egg for you and the millions. Don't worry, the millions with a pause is coming soon." End quote. And the fans got really excited from that tweet because you can take it as confirmation that he will be back inside the WWE ring eventually. That's what he was implying there when he said that the millions with a pause is coming soon. So even The Rock is throwing out little hints there that a WWE appearance may be something even bigger, like that Roman Reigns feud could be coming soon. Fans also joked about how The Rock had time for the Super Bowl, but he couldn't make it to WWE Survivor Series last year, which had the entire show dedicated to him. And it's true, but it all comes down to scheduling issues. He was filming more episodes of Young Rock during Survivor Series, and was at a whole other part of the world at the time, so that's why he couldn't make it. But reports claimed early on that The Rock was scheduled to appear at Survivor Series, and possibly interact with the tribal chief version of Roman Reigns for the first time, but it never happened. There's one good theory floating around out there that asks what if The Rock appears during the closing moments of WrestleMania 38. Roman Reigns finally beats Brock Lesnar again. It seems like his reign is really secure now, and then The Rock comes out for a major closing moment with a Roman Reigns face-off. We've seen that happen before with John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and Goldberg. They all came out to randomly confront Roman, so why can't The Rock do it? The only issue with The Rock doing it is that their match wouldn't happen a few weeks later at Backlash. No, their match would be an entire calendar year later at WrestleMania 39. So for The Rock to appear at WrestleMania 38, lay a Roman out, and then disappear for another year doesn't sound like the best plan. But if Roman and Rock interact maybe towards late 2022 or early 2023, that would be a more ideal plan because we wouldn't have to wait an entire year to see the match. But again, that all comes down to The Rock's schedule and WWE's plan for the story as well. We saw what they did with the story for Brock and Roman starting with SummerSlam 2021. They had several interactions on SmackDown, one match with a messy finish, and they continued to interact with each other all the way until this setup for the WrestleMania match. So, will the story with The Rock follow a similar path to that one? Maybe The Rock tries to talk some sense into Roman Reigns and the Usos, but when that doesn't work out, that's when things get hostile. There's a lot of routes to go here for this big Roman Reigns versus The Rock storyline, but all signs seem to be pointing to us seeing this happen at next year's WrestleMania. AJ Lee has signed on with WOW Wrestling as an executive producer and will also appear on camera as a commentator. This was all first announced late last year, but the question that still remains is if we'll see AJ in the ring again. AJ hasn't stepped inside a ring since she retired in 2015 at the surprising age of just 29. That's usually when superstars are entering their prime and go to another level, but AJ decided to step out of the ring. There's a lot of rumors about what made AJ leave so early. Was it the awkwardness backstage with the CM Punk situation, her injuries, or her passion for other non-wrestling related things? Maybe it was a combination of all three. But signing on for WOW Wrestling is technically AJ's return to something wrestling related for the first time in over 7 years. AJ last made headlines when she said that the entire WoW wrestling set made her almost miss bumping in the ring. And every time she's talking about going back to the ring, she says that she doesn't want to take the spotlight off the future generation and all of the younger talent that they have on the roster. But the fans argued that if AJ has a match with one of the younger talents, she'll help put them on the map even more because a lot of people will tune in for AJ's return match, even if it's a one-off. AJ was recently asked again about the in-ring return during an appearance and had this to say, quote, "Wrestling opportunities have popped up over the years, and I've never really been ready for that. I'm not sure if physically the fire is there, but the art of it has always been there. When I was a fan, the women were my favorite part of the show, and I would skip the guys' matches to watch the ladies." End quote. And it's a great point by AJ. It's something you hear other athletes say as well, usually about retirement from a sport. If you're not physically and mentally 100% into it, maybe it's just the right decision to stay away. So it does sound like that's what's going on with AJ. She doesn't have the full desire and fire to get back into the ring, especially with her injuries from early in her career. It's just something that she's not into right now. But back in 2017, she did say never. So everything is still up in the air with AJ. Fans are hoping that working so close with WoW Wrestling will help to build up that fire in AJ for even one last match. AJ's WWE retirement blindsided everyone, and no one was fully prepared for that retirement. So hopefully we do get the chance to see AJ get involved in WoW Wrestling. We recently asked, who would you like to see Sasha Banks face at WrestleMania? And the two most popular answers were Bayley and Melina. Both of those matches are highly possible. We saw Melina and Sasha interact for a quick moment at the Royal Rumble, but it only lasted a few seconds, and they didn't really get a chance to wrestle. Bayley is even more likely of an opponent because she should be back in time for WrestleMania, and she would need an opponent as well. Sasha and Bayley were supposed to meet at WrestleMania 36 and SummerSlam 2020, but it was canceled both times because of the lack of fans. And for the matches that we did see from them in 2020, there was, of course, no fans. So imagine bringing them back from an injury for another huge match in front of a WrestleMania-sized crowd. Bayley's first match back should be treated as a big deal because remember, she still hasn't competed in front of fans since early 2020, which is just unbelievable. So her first match back at WrestleMania against someone like Sasha Banks would be perfectly fitting that narrative. Would you like to see Bayley return against Sasha Banks? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.